Uh, I want your attention, all the panelists today, please. Request you कि अगर आप अपना स्थान यहाँ ग्रहण कर सकें, because we are a little short on time, so that's why we are requesting you to please take your seats here. A huge round of applause for everyone. Thank you so much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to this panel discussion today, and we straight away would go into the panel discussion. I would like to welcome Sri Arun Kumar Solanki ji. Thank you very much for gracing the occasion. IAS, Additional Chief Secretary, Agriculture, Farmers Welfare and Cooperation Department, Animal Husbandry, Cow Breeding, Fisheries and Cooperation. And I would request Patni Sahib to kindly welcome him with a bouquet. Ji. I request sir to kindly give us his welcome address. Thank you, sir.
કદાચ થોડી ગરમી કેવું લાગતું હોય તો પંખા કેવું ચાલુ રાખજો. પંખા કે પેલા કાચ ખોલવા પડે તો. હા ઠીક છે. હા ફૂલ ખોલાઈ દો ને. ઇટ શુડ બી મોર એટલીસ્ટ બ્રીદેબલ. હા એસી ચાલુ છે? એસી ના ચાલુ હોય તો સેજ કાચ ખોલી રાખો પેલા પછી. એ કાચ हाँ हाँ आवाज आवश्य हाँ. तो मैं सर हिंदी में बोलूँगा चलेगा? हाँ ठीक है ठीक है. कच्छ और सौराष्ट्र रीजन के रीजनल वाइब्रेंट कॉन्फ्रेंस में आज हमारे साथ बहुत मानवंत पैनलिस्ट सब उपस्थित है. मैं सबका वन बाय वन नाम नहीं ले रहा हूँ अभी क्योंकि हमारे पास टाइम शॉर्ट रहता है. आज हमारे साथ आप सब लोग उपस्थित हैं जो इस सेक्टर के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. आज हमारे साथ हमारे साथी अधिकारी मित्र और सब जुड़े हुए हैं. मैं सबका स्वागत करता हूं और सबको आज इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में भाग लेने के लिए उनको बधाई भी देता हूं. ये आज हमारे पास जो एक पैनल डिस्कशन है सब इसमें सब जो हमारे डिस्टिंग्विश्ड गेस्ट है दे आर ऑल एक्सपर्ट इन ऑल स्फीयर. उनके पास एक उनके सब्जेक्ट पे उनको एक घंटा दो तो भी कम है. तो बट स्टिल वी हैव लिमिटेड टाइम सो वी हैव लिमिटेड नॉट एज अ सेमिनार बट एज अ पैनल डिस्कशन. तो इन सबको आमंत्रित किया है तो उनके सबके व्यूज़ भी हमको जानना है. तो बेसिकली जो हम कहना चाहते हैं बेसिकली टू पैनलिस्ट एंड ऑल दैट कि ये हमारे जो कच्छ एंड सौराष्ट्र रीजन है बेसिकली ये मरीन सेक्टर फिशरी सेक्टर के लिए बहुत ही पर्याप्त उपयुक्त जगह है. यहाँ पे ये दोनों जगह पे हमारे मतलब पूरे आप हमारी गुजरात की कोस्ट लाइन ले लीजिए, 2340 किलोमीटर की हमारी कोस्ट लाइन है, उसमें साउथ गुजरात की छोड़ दे, लेकिन तो ये पूरे सौराष्ट्र की जो कोस्ट लाइन है इट गिव्स इमेंस अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर द फिशरी सेक्टर्स। तो हमारा जो फिशरी सेक्टर है उसको हमारा जो मरीन प्रोडक्ट्स हमारी फिशरीज है, श्रिम्प फार्मिंग है, हमारी फिश प्रोसेसिंग है, कोल्ड चेन्स है, एक्सपोर्ट्स है, ये सब चल रहा है, ऐसी बात नहीं कि नहीं चल रहा है। इट कंट्रीब्यूट्स वेल टू द इकोनॉमी ऑफ द गुजरात ऑल्सो, इट कंट्रीब्यूट्स वेल टू द इकोनॉमी ऑफ द कंट्री ऑल्सो। बट जो अभी चैलेंजेस हमारे पास आ रही है वो चैलेंजेस क्या है, उसके लिए हम सब पैनलिस्ट का व्यूज़ भी जानना चाहेंगे, उनसे अंडरस्टैंडिंग भी लेना चाहेंगे, और उनके व्यूज़ से हमारी कुछ पॉलिसी, हम जैसे गवर्नमेंट गुजरात में मैं आई एम एडिशनल चीफ सेक्रेटरी, और हम रिपोर्ट करते हैं ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर सर को और सीएम सर को और फिर केंद्र सरकार को। तो ऐसे कुछ आपके सुझाव वगैरह ऐसे मिले तो ये पॉलिसी को हम कैसे स्ट्रॉन्ग करना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये हमारे पास ये जो हम जो थोड़ी नोट्स वगैरह तैयार किया उस हिसाब से हम देखा जाए तो हमारे पास अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ भी बहुत है और चैलेंजेस भी बहुत है। अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ तो हमारी जो हमारी कोस्ट लाइन है, हमारे फिशरमैन है, हमारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स है, हमारे पास जो कैपिटल अवेलेबल है, हमारे पास जो टेक्नोलॉजी अवेलेबल है और हमारे पास मार्केट अवेलेबल, दैट इज़ अवर स्ट्रेंथ, देयर इज़ नो इशू एट ऑल। बट व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस? पूरा चैलेंजेस ऐसा है कि दरिया तो लिमिटेड है, उसकी मछलियाँ वगैरह भी, उसको जो मरीन फिश करना है उसको भी एक लिमिटेशन है, तो ओवर एक्सप्लोटेशन को भी कैसे किया जाए, स्टॉप किया जाए। उसके बाद हमारी जो एफर्ट्स होते हैं, हम ऐसा नहीं हमारी बोट लेके जाते हैं, हमारे एफर्ट्स होते हैं, हमारे जो ह्यूमन एफर्ट्स है उसके सामने हमारी कैच क्या है वो भी डिक्लाइनिंग हो रही है, उसको कैसे किया जाए। क्लाइमेट चेंज इज ट्रिमेंडस, क्रिएट्स लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम, तो ये फिशरी सेक्टर को बहुत असर करता है। ये क्लाइमेट चेंज सस्टेन ऐसा है कि ग्रेजुअली हर चीज़ खराब हो रही है, ऐसा ऐसा तो कुछ भी नहीं है कि हर चीज़ अच्छी हो रही है, ऐसा क्लाइमेट चेंज में नहीं बोल सकते। क्लाइमेट चेंज इज बेसिकली जो एज पर दी सिचुएशंस, तुम्हारी सिचुएशन चेंज हो, फिर एक एडेप्टिबिलिटी आएगी, फिर कुछ नया कर सकते हैं, लेकिन टेम्पररी और शॉर्ट टर्म में हमेशा आपको डिटोरिएशन ही देखने मिलेगा बिकॉज ऑफ दिस थिंग। उसके बाद हमारी टेक्नोलॉजी जो डेवलप हो रही है वो है। उसके बाद हम ये फिश वगैरह किसके लिए पकड़ते हैं, फॉरेन कंट्रीज़ के लिए या दूसरी जगह एक्सपोर्ट करने के, उसके भी बहुत सारे रीजंस आते हैं कि उसमें कर्ब आ जाते हैं, कभी टैरिफ का इशू आ जाता है, बहुत सारे इश्यूज है जिसमें हमारी प्रोडक्टिविटी, हमारी एफिशिएंसी, हमारे एफर्ट्स दूसरों के एफर्ट्स के हिसाब से हमारा कम पड़ता जाएगा कि हम उसमें से कैसे बाहर निकले। तो आज तो हम ये चाहते हैं कि भाई हमारी जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ है उसके सामने चैलेंजेस ज़्यादा नहीं होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि चैलेंजेस ज़्यादा हो जाएगी तो विल हैव टू कोप अप विथ एवरीथिंग। कैपिटल कम लग रहा है तो ज़्यादा डालेंगे, टेक्नोलॉजी कम कर रही है तो वो करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन क्लाइमेट चेंज से फिश कैच वगैरह कम हो रहा है तो हमको क्या क्या करना चाहिए, डीप फिश जाना चाहिए, डीप फिशिंग करना चाहिए। तो डीप फिशिंग में हमारा क्या कैपिटल वगैरह चाहिए, क्या सिस्टम होनी चाहिए, क्या बैंकों का कंट्रीब्यूशन होना चाहिए, इस सेक्टर को मतलब एक वायबल बनाने के लिए क्या करना चाहिए। ये हमारी फिशर कम्युनिटी है, उसको भी हमको एजुकेशन वाइज उनको स्ट्रॉन्ग करना पड़ेगा, उनका भी हेल्थ वगैरह इश्यूज़ को देख के हमको उनको स्ट्रॉन्ग करना पड़ेगा। उनकी जो बोट बनाने वाली सिस्टम है, बोट की जो सिस्टम है उसको भी हमको स्ट्रेंथन करना पड़ेगा, ताकि जो दरिया में बोट लेके जाते हैं मोर सस्टेनेबल रहे, ज़्यादा आगे जा सके, ज़्यादा दिन दरिया में रह सके। उसके बाद वो जो कैच पकड़ के आते हैं उसको भी एक क्वालिटी मेंटेन करना पड़ेगा कि दरिया में से लेके यहाँ तक आता है तो क्वालिटी मेंटेन होती है, ख़राब नहीं होता है, डिटेरियोरेट नहीं होता है, कैसे उसको प्रोसेसिंग करना चाहिए। और यहाँ पे एक सिस्टमेटिक जीपीएस बेस्ड सिस्टमेटिक कैचिंग भी होनी चाहिए कि कौन सी फिश कहाँ पे अवेलेबल है, उनको भी एक सैटेलाइट बेस्ड इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, मतलब दे रियल टाइम दे नो कि इन विच डायरेक्शन दे विल गो एंड दे विल गेट अ गुड कैच। ये सब टेक्नोलॉजिकल साइंटिफिक उनको सपोर्ट देना पड़ेगा मेरे ख्याल से, तो ये फिशिंग सेक्टर हम और स्ट्रेंथन बना पाएंगे। और ये आज मैं सब पैनलिस्ट है, मैं सबका इंडिविजुअल नाम नहीं ले रहा हूँ, टाइम नहीं है इसलिए, लेकिन मैं सब लोग अपने आप में इतने बड़े विद्वान हैं कि उनके व्यूज़ थोड़े बहुत भी हमारे डिपार्टमेंट, हमारे ऑफिसर्स, हमारी पॉलिसी में हम लोग उतार पाए तो मेरे ख्याल से ये पूरा सेक्टर को लिए अच्छा रहेगा। और आप लोग भी जो इस सेक्टर से प्लस सीधी तरह से इनडायरेक्टली डायरेक्टली जुड़े हुए, उनके भी आपके व्यू भी हम समझना कोशिश चाहेंगे। आप बाद में हम कुछ आपके फीडबैक ईमेल से भी लेना ट्राई करेंगे, कुछ राइटिंग से भी लेना ट्राई करेंगे, लेकिन अभी मैं ज़्यादा बोल दिया है इसलिए नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, लेकिन अब मैं अपना स्थान लूँगा। और बाकी सब पैनलिस्ट के लिए ये छोटा रूम है ऐसा है, लेकिन जो भी हमारे पास अवेलेबल है उस हिसाब से हमने किया है। तो सर ये आप थोड़ा इनकन्वीनियंस होगा, लेकिन आप थोड़ा सहन करके हमारे सेक्टर को स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाना प्लीज़। थैंक यू सर।
Thank you very much, Shri Arun Kumar ji, for those very motivational words. मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा पटनी साहब से श्री अरुण कुमार जी को एक बुके से वेलकम करें प्लीज।
इसमें थोड़ा टाइम अभी छोड़ दीजिए।
ओके,
सबका स्वागत करें।
राइट, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच। or you can bring all the bouquets together to the guests. जी जी. I would like to call the moderator for today's panel, Dr. Arun Padiyar, Fisheries and Aquaculture Specialist, World Fish, for the session today, which is called Building a Future-Ready Fisheries Sector in Gujarat, Opportunities, Challenges and Sustainability. So can I request Dr. Arun Padiyar to kindly step up, please? Can we have another mic, Auric mic here?
Very good evening to all of you. First of all, I would like to thank Government of Gujarat for giving World Fish this opportunity. I represent World Fish in India and directly coming to this subject of today's session. So, it's about building the future, a sustainable future for seafood industry, the fisheries sector in Gujarat, right? So, as an outsider, I'm not from Gujarat. I'm from outside. I'm from Karnataka, but I worked within India and abroad. So, what I see is that worldwide today, aquaculture has overtaken the fishery industry, fishing industry. But Gujarat, still, aquaculture has not grown much. It is still only 30% of your total production, fish production is coming from aquaculture. Whereas if you see India as a whole today, 70% of our fish production comes from aquaculture. So we need to think why this has not come up. We are very pleased to have the industry titans here, is champions here from aquaculture, processing, also from digital platform services to the farmers and fishermen. So we are greatly honored to have you. Thank you so much for coming over here. So, मेरा हिंदी ही बहुत बुरा है, मैं ट्राई करूँगा, ओके? ओके, ओके, ओके. Thank you. Pele, Mr. Gadre ji is the managing director of Gadre Marine Exports. They have their operations. They are the one of the top exporters, seafood exporters from India, and they have plants in Gujarat, I think Maharashtra, and also in Goa and Karnataka. Yeah, Odisha. Yes, last time. Yes, yes, yes. So he has very depth experience in seafood industry. Now, in the earlier session, in the opening ceremony, our Honorable Prime Minister told that we are in a very difficult situation worldwide in the supply chain and overall business atmosphere. So I want to ask you, sir, in fishery sector, our Gujarat is basically we are export dependent, and we are exporting around 6,000 crores worth of seafood products from here, right? And we are producing about 10 lakh tons of fish from here, and it mainly serves for the export industry. And you are the processor, you are the value adder for that, and your product is mainly surimi. That is what I heard. And surimi is the product which goes for mainly to Japan, I think. So in this regard, sir, now the question to you is that how in the changing global trade situation, how we can expand our footprint in seafood markets globally as well as domestically.
So thank you very much for this opportunity. I really appreciate the Vibrant Gujarat Regional Summit to have organized this. Just to give you a perspective and not to kind of blow my trumpet, I just want to give you a sense of the dependence that we have on Gujarat in our business. India exports about 125,000 metric tons of surimi. We produce and export about 45,000 tons of surimi. So we are almost about 35-40% of the domestic market. Out of that, 30,000 tons come from Gujarat. So Gujarat actually has a lion's share of what we do. In terms of global expansion and I'm very happy that Joint Secretary Sir is here, because a lot of things that we need when we are looking at the future is completely depend on him and his department. The resource of seafood in the sea is finite. You can't endlessly consume it or harvest it. So there has to be some amount of sustainable policies that the government implements in order for this livelihood to continue. Like most agriculture produce, let's compare seafood to horticulture. The highest value of a product is given to the freshest, largest catch. So size has a bearing on price, and how fresh it is has a bearing on price. And because of over exploitation, both these elements are under pressure. The number of fishing days are increasing. The mesh size regulation or lack of it is allowing people to catch smaller and smaller fish, and therefore by default we are losing a lot of value and volume. So that is an important aspect of regulation that needs to come in order for us to look at seafood going forward. In the international market, there are two very strong pillars which are now almost becoming qualifying criteria to get into any large supermarket. I am very, very happy and proud to say that our Gadre brand is available on the shelves in Japan, shelves in Hong Kong, Singapore, and very recently now Gadre product in Gadre brand is sold in Walmart in the US. So we are very, very happy to be able to reach that stage. But the downside to it is that we are only allowed to use raw material which are sustainably certified and has full traceability, which unfortunately, even though we are now the third largest surimi makers in the world, we can't use our own surimi to supply to these markets, which is a big, problem for somebody like me, that I have to import surimi all the way from America, process it here, send it back to America. And the larger question about how does, and I am sure that's the same situation with all other seafood products. A lot of fisheries from South America are aggressively going to get themselves MSC certification. MSC, Marine Stewardship Council certification, is one of the primary, most recognized and acceptable certification around the world. We have tried to talk at the central fishery level to get a momentum towards this. But eventually, as everybody knows, fishery in India is a state subject. And unless and until the state takes it upon itself to get our fishery sustainably certified, this is never going to take off the ground. So I really urge Joint Secretary Saab, who's here with us, to seriously consider this as in every single budget and planning committee meetings that you have from now on. Because this is really the big problem. So the procedure wise is that the first thing you do is to do a analysis. There is a pre-study under MSc, and it is not necessary to have MSc. Everything is to be benchmarked with the FAO standard. So Gujarat government can come up with its own sustainability standard as long as it is certified by FAO, which is the UN organization. But for right now, what is readily available for us is MSc. I have done a pre-study for the entire west coast of India, specifically for surimi raw material. And there was a whole laundry list of regulations, data collection and submissions that the fisheries department has to do in order to prove the right quality, the right size and the right quantity to be reported. See, the Western world wants to have documentary evidence. You know, famously Saddam Hussein kept saying, I don't have WMD, but because he did not have paper, they invaded him. Similarly, whatever you do, you need to provide them with a paper, and the paper has to be generated by the government. Individual companies can only make an appeal, but finally the government has to come up with a system to do this.
Can't we have any council like you are a industry, he is a industry, that is a, some data information all that we can, because government can collect, but
Sir,
if there is some export council or something like that in fisheries also, like in jumps and jelly there is export council to diamond everything. For many sector it is council is basically supporting the with the information, data and details to the government.
Yes.
The government को मतलब ऐसा कोई agency
नहीं,
करके
so,
भी
sir,
मतलब
there
that,
is-
that really helps.
MSC already has an office in India. We are working together with them in Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, and Kerala. We will be very, very happy to include all our friends in Gujarat, because Gujarat is the highest producer of everything, right? And I think there are other strategies which are easily implemented, but I think somebody within the government has to take this up as a serious threat for our future in this business.
Yes,
Now, what I'll do, I'll just make a request कि आप पूरा डिटेल एक कुछ पेपर्स वगैरह हमको बताइए कि हमको क्या एग्जैक्टली किस तरह से करते हैं.
I will share the study with
whatever
you,
you are
sir.
doing in Maharashtra and other
Yeah.
states, we can also replicate.
Yes.
So we will not remain behind for that thing.
So apart from policy interventions and other regulatory measures, what we want, what do you think? Any technological innovation is required, or we don't have the access to that, or what is that you are to implement it on the ground?
Sir, if you look at the Western world and wherever sustainability has actually been implemented and been certified, unfortunately in our Asian waters where it is a multi-species industry, we don't really have a very high number of certified species. There are only very few. But if you look at, let's say, European system, what they rely on a lot are auctions and electronic auctions at the harbor level. And that technology, I think, we should really look at, because that allows you to control what kind of fish is caught, what size, mesh regulation, size regulation, seasonal regulation. Moreover, all the data that the department needs to collect is available to them ready-made.
Yeah.
So accurate data, because these are the building blocks for you to be able to submit and show your sustainability.
Thank you. So in this whole session, we have come from the consumer demand. What is the consumer requirement, market requirement? It's a beautiful way, you know, instead of farm to folk to farm. So that is more important at this moment, because the market is getting saturated. And if we look at the fish consumption within India, or the demand globally, if we look at, within India last 15 years, we have seen doubling of the demand and because of the increasing consumption due to increased per capita, incomes, increasing population, increasing access to seafood. And we are also exporting a lot. Exports have also increased a lot over last 1-2 decades. That's what we have seen. This is what brought the prosperity through fisheries. And in the Viksit Bharat Agenda 2047, what we are envisaging is that we produce around 40 million tons of fish. Today, we are standing at around 19 million tons of fish in India. India is the second largest fish producer in the world today. And the growth rate, it is one of the fastest growing, fish production rate is somewhere around 8 to 9%. Our economy is growing at around, say, 7%. But our fish FMCG sector, anything at around 5 to 6% is very good. But in fishery sector, we have seen 8 to 10% over last 10 years. So that's what I can see. We have to finish it by 6 p.m. This what? Okay, thank you. I'll keep up the time. Yeah. So now we have to increase the fish production. But in the marine fisheries, as he has said, it is a finite, whatever the resources, fishery resources, what we have in our EEZ, exclusive economic zone, is within, it's not infinite. So what is that we require now in case of marine fisheries? What actions we should take in order to make it more sustainable, more value, add more value to that, for especially for the domestic markets?
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, your name, Mr. Jagdish Fofandi, is from Deepmala Group in Veraval.
Thank you. Good evening to all. I think Arjun has hit the nail on the head, and he said mostly the crux of the industry and its status today. See, for me, if you ask me, you just said that the fish production has increased in India at about 8 to 9%. But if you see the export growth in India for the last 5-6 years, it is more or less the same. So it went up to 8 billion, and now it has come down to about 7.1 or 7.2. It was 6.8. So if you see in the last 6-7 years, this means something. Primarily, it means that we are catching high volume of low value fish. That is why the volume is big. We are catching fish which is not exportable, so the exports are not increasing. See, as a fisherman, coming from the fisherman community, for me to say that, stop this or start that will not be a right political statement. But I very, very strongly feel that a thorough study needs to be done on the catch of fish meal producers. This is see what is happening, sir. Recently, there is a lot of money which has come into this trade. And somehow or the other, the government at the center and even in the state, people have been able to convince that, these are all pelagic fisheries and they are sustainable resources. But I think if you see the mix of what is caught in Gujarat, if the fish, and today the fishermen ka halat kabhi khushi kabhi gam jaisa hai. See, this season started off well. They got a good price. The international markets were good. All of a sudden, cyclone came in. Then there was a drop. Okay, but then all of a sudden, the catch of, I don't know if it is juvenile, so that is why I'm not commenting. So I strongly feel, and I urge to Secretary Saab, is that a study by an independent authority, which no interest whatsoever in this trade, should be done and found is what is the composition of the fish meal which is being produced in Gujarat. That is a primary thing. See, Gujarat has been instrumental in leading the growth of aquaculture, not by producing its own aquaculture, but supplying food for aquaculture from our own state. There's one more factor which one needs to look at, is that गुजरात में जो मच्छी आता है सर, हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि हमारा उत्पादन काफ़ी बड़ा है, बट लेट्स फेस द रियलिटी. हमारे मछुआरे हैं, अगर इफ़ यू लुक एट द परसेंटेज ऑफ फिश कॉट फ्रॉम आर इकोनॉमिक जोन और इन फ्रंट ऑफ आर इकोनॉमिक जोन, आई बेट कमलेश भाई और वो सब बैठे 50% से ज़्यादा माल हम या तो कर्नाटका से जाके मार के आते हैं या कोई और स्टेट के मार के आते हैं. So that means our fishermen have to go a longer distance. That is why the post-harvest losses are higher. Now, coming to, I think, your question came to whether we should look at other resources. And deep sea is the buzzword now. Everyone is talking about deep sea fishing. I think it is a good idea, but it is the story of the chicken and egg. आप deep sea vessel अगर fishermen को दोगे, तो उसके साथ साथ आपको उसके लिए market, उसके लिए manpower, उसके लिए know-how भी देना पड़ेगा. So you can't do one thing and let the fishermen do the other. So you'll have to do a joint effort. And because I love my motherland, so I would like to request sir that places like Porbandar and Veraval, we have lack of good, genuine universities, sir. There is a fisheries college in Veraval, no doubt, and we have some proud, some very good officers who have come out. Most of your officers in your department are from our college. But what I feel is that I spoke to the grit people also the other day, that there is a need of starting a maritime college within that area, which can train people for sailorship, for you can prepare fishermen for future-ready fishing methods. And I'd like to throw a word of caution. There's a lot of talk which has gone, a lot of research which has been done on tuna fisheries. And unfortunately, people have also tried. Some of our fishermen have made a lot of effort also. But we have not attained a desired result.
तो साहब अगर डीप सी फिशिंग करेंगे तो आपके जहन में प्राइमरी आपका टारगेट टूना ही है, और बाकी कुछ और एक दो स्पीसीज है जैसे डीप सी स्क्विड का, विच इज अननोन टेरिटरी, हमको मालूम नहीं है, वो मेथड है हमारे पास कैच करने की. टूना इज समथिंग विच वी कैन हार्वेस्ट. तो बिफोर वी pump in money or before we invest in infrastructure, I think a thorough study needs to be done.
Yeah.
With all due respect to the fisheries department, they do what they can do with the limited manpower they have. आज एक ऑफिसर बंदर पे बैठेगा, वेरावल के अंदर सर રોજની 400 બોટો આવે. હવે 400 બોટોનું જેન્યુઅન ઇન્ફોર્મેશન એ તમારા સુધી ક્યાં પહોંચાડી શકવાના છે? મારી બોટમાં 4 ટન માલ આવ્યો હોય, મારા ભાઈની બોટમાં 200 કિલો જ આવ્યો હોય. ઇટ ઇઝ that much variable. So based on this, the information which comes to the state or goes to the center is skewed. I feel it is not up to the mark. And then there are various agencies who are working on information. FSI is having its own information. And when Arjun said about MSC, which is really very important, MSC's information, sir, the Seafood Exporters Association in Kerala, the Government of India organization, ICR ની સંસ્થાએ એ લોકો પાસેથી ઇન્ફોર્મેશન માટે, see they are doing for the general good of the state and the country. અમારે એ માહિતી લેવા માટે 50 લાખ રૂપિયા આપવા પડ્યા હતા એ લોકો, જે fish catchની, whether it is sustainable or not, or I mean various information. So I think an integrated effort between the state and the central government in terms of data collection. And Gujarat, I'm not talking about aquaculture because the stalwart is here, but I think Gujarat, we need to have a hard look as far as fish production in the seas is concerned, and as far as the fish availability is concerned.
What about the landing centers, post-harvest infrastructure, skills, and also hygiene in the market, and also cold chain? What do you think about it?
Sir, I'll give you a very small synopsis of this. When the European Union is about to come for inspection, we are the first people to run and go to the center and somehow manipulate and manage कि भाई हम वेरावल या मांगरोल या पोरबंदर पे मत ले आना इन लोगों को. I mean, let us fact the fact. The state of fishery harbor, sir, I was there with the minister 2 days back in Somnath, he was there, and he himself said that no, there is genuine need of, JS, there is कल आपके प्रोग्राम में JS आ रहे, सर પેલા સાગર મહેરા is coming. એને પૂછી લેજો કે વેરાવળનું સ્ટેટ શું છે. I mean, this is a fact. See, there is no international platform here, so I'm saying this. I think we need to change, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, next, let us see the aquaculture perspective. Yeah, very well. So, aquaculture, we have Dr. Sharma, Manoj Sharma, one of the topmost shrimp farmer in India, and he's a stalwart, and he goes around the world to give a lot of lectures on shrimp farming and technological perspective. And he is also promoting shrimp as a very healthy food in India through Jingalala. That is his restaurant chain, what he has. We are proud of you, sir. So the point, here we have shrimp farming. It is the major commodity what we are farming here. What are the various growth areas within aquaculture in Gujarat?
See, first of all, I'm blessed to be in Gujarat. I came to Surat as a young aquaculture graduate and started with running pillar to post, working on Narmada River, catching some wild seeds and supplying to freshwater ponds. And then luckily, that Gujarat government has allotted few hectare lands to Dandi area. And then we started with monodon. And within a blink of eye, how this shrimp farming has been transformed is so brilliant. Now today when I'm talking to you, Gujarat, Gujarat has all that Sam, Dam, Danda Bhed. We have people. And I see shrimp farming and aquaculture with only two perspectives. One is food and one is profit. Because I've been chasing a question from last many years that which medium and which area can fulfill the food requirement of this growing population, which is right now 800, can become 1,000 million. As Solanki Saab said, on the face of global warming, the biggest culprit would be, or the outcome would be, is the water or the erratic weather. So when you have an art and science to grow food from water, which is 71% of the total earth, I think it's a blessing. So coming back to Gujarat, Gujarat now recent studies has upscaled the total length, I think from 1600 to 2400. So we have 20% coastline in India. So that's why we have been always 30 years been number top three in the world in capture. And then when it comes to aquaculture, we have 3.75 lakh hectare. And then after micro level survey by department, it is found only 80,000 hectare. Imagine out of that, only 3% has been right now utilized, and it is producing, gone maximum up to 60,000, now with Black Tiger 30,000. But the industry has developed from a wasteland to a 2,500 crore industry and providing livelihood to more than 1,50,000 people in South Gujarat. That's the beautiful thing of aquaculture. And when we talk about shrimp, we talk about other aspects. Now you know what's happened after Trump tariff and trouble, because 58% duty has been levied on shrimp. So shrimp is in little difficult time. And also when I started as a student, that time India was producing shrimp 60-70,000 ton. Gujarat was just infancy, and then the world was producing somewhere about 15 lakh ton. But now today when I'm talking to you, India is already touching 1 million ton and the world is touching 8 million ton. So there is a demand and supply. And which countries are consuming? Only US and China. Our Indian stuff, 60-65% goes to US and 20% to China and 10% to Europe and the rest of the world. So what I see in India, especially in Gujarat, that we have all the, if you ask me the resources, we have everything. We have like 7,000 village and tanks. We have 2.5 lakh hectares of lakes and reservoir. We have 4,000 kilometers of rivers, canals, everything. What Gujarat can do, the only bottleneck what I see is that we have a larger population eating vegetarian. We have less population. So, but looking into the motive of our Honorable Prime Minister, what he has put up, the Vision 2047 for blue economy or aquaculture in India, is to double the production, double the markets and double the income. That can be only achieved, one thing, Dr. Arun, is that we are lacking seriously, not Gujarat. Gujarat has one of the, because Solanki Sahab was in 2012, we had one of the best land leasing policy. But if you talk about 68,000 crores of turnover, on that 70% is shrimp, but 90% are coming from the private lands which has converted into aqua. We have so much huge resources in millions and million hectares. But what we lack, not in Gujarat, but in national, because today our Honorable Prime Minister वहाँ के हैं, अभी हमारे अमित शाह भी यहाँ के हैं, सर भी यहाँ के हैं. So what we need is a unified land lease and open water resources policy on the national level. We need to have a uniform power tariff. Now I will tell you, Andhra has 1.5 rupees unit and Gujarat 8, but thanks to Gujarat has considered it. But this disparity is really killing at a farmers, because farmers are not making money. And imagine when 1 hectare of wasteland, Kharland, brackish water, is spending $30,000 and giving a 10 people directly, indirectly employment. Imagine we just do 50,000 hectares of shrimp farming in Gujarat. So I think we can provide a direct and indirect employment to 1 crore people. So that's where I am saying that India should see aquaculture in only 2 aspects, that is food and profit. And last line, India has 150 crore population. 77% of them are non-vegetarian. Then also when we say, Arjun Bhai, that 20 million metric tons of fish is produced and consumed in India, and then people raise a question about just consuming 2-3 lakh tons of shrimp. So what for seafood we need is awareness, affordability, attractability, then only acceptability will come. That is what the mantra, and I think Gujarat, we have a DNA in our blood. I think we show them the money and they will catch it.
Yes, and Gujarat is very well known for industrial SEZs. Sir, what I suggest, because you are talking about future readiness, futuristic things, why not you moot an idea of marine SEZ, where today you have renewable energy coming from windmills. Why not we integrate open sea cage culture? Now submarine cages have come up, latest technologies. So Gujarat people are very enterprising, and if the technology is shown, they know how to invest in. So why not we go for that? Then we can go for also Artemia and also for seaweed. And we have here in this event, Japan and South Korea as the country partners for us. They are the pioneers in this. So why not we take their help and use some of the areas like Gulf of Kutch or somewhere where the water is very kind of more stagnant. We can have a very good industrialistic approach, job creation approach for the, especially for the fishermen youngsters. So this is what I see.
Sir, 30
Yeah,
second
please.
I will take. Since you said SEZ, so it immediately struck me the CRZ. Now since 1600 it has become 2400. We have a high spray zone. Our intertidal zone is very, very different than the rest of the country. So with the regulatory framework and the laws of CRZ, it restricting all this golden land in the purview of not doing shrimp farming into the traditional belt. So what I think, Gujarat needs a special amendment because of the typical topography of life. Because you see in Surat, if you see the high tide, it goes up to 23 kilometer inside. Even each and every building in that matters will come under CRZ. So aquaculture activity, especially fish farming, shrimp farming, though we have such a huge coast and millions of hectares, it is under the restrictions of regulatory framework of CRZ. So I appeal government and Solanki Saab that we should request a special amendment to aquaculture authority to exclusively give some relaxation for CRZ.
Yeah, yeah. My suggestion was not on the land side, but we have up to 12 nautical miles, we have territorial waters, our own waters. Why not we go a bit deeper inside the water and create, say, single window clearance for the mariculture system?
Both the way we can do that.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. Thank you so much, Dr. Sharma. Next question is to Mr. Kiran Kumar. They are into aquaculture, aqua exchange. There's a digital platform to support the farmers in terms of market information, in terms of various information. Can you please, describe your activities, how you are helping the farmers and also fishers, and how you see that going to change the efficiency in the production and supply chain?
Yeah. We started this organization 5 years back. We are all engineers. We don't know about any about fisheries and everything. So then we started understanding where the problems are. So why the digital transformation is required for the fisheries sector. So when we started understanding, there is a miscommunication between, because there are a lot of young generation people are coming for this industry to understand and to do to make this industry as a livelihood. So what we see with the difference between the youngsters and the industry veterans like Manoj Sharma sir. So we saw there is a lack of communication between the farmer and the pond. So the communication is like, if you understand the water, so you can understand the shrimp, you can understand the fish. So the water will tell the entire story. So whether the species under stress, whether it is whether species in the growth line or whatever it is. So everything is by the water. So if you start communicating with the pond, then you are there. So the farmers are there. So that's how we started. So through digital transfer to the digital platform, whatever we have created, so it's like the communication, we have created the communication between the farmer and the pond through the digital transformation. So the IoT sensors, the digital inputs and all these things are the adding advantage for the farmers to enter the data into the system. So with this, so they are communicating. So it's the more money where the farmers are losing the money is when to harvest. So that's the biggest problem what the farmers are facing now. So the money is losing not because of any diseases and everything. Money is losing because of when to harvest. People could not able to understand when to harvest. So that's what digital transformation will give you. So it will tell you this is the time to harvest. Don't wait for the more growth. So because more growth means people will think the more money, right? So if you stop losing money, that itself is a profit because it's all notional profits what we see. So that's how the digital transformation is helping the farmers. That is one point of view. The second point of view is from the buyer side. Everyone wants digital traceability now. So this is the industry where the digital traceability is still in the naive stages. So, so through digital transformation, right now we are creating digital traceability. So where the shrimp is coming, where the fish is coming, and how it is getting raised, how it is got harvested, how it is transferred to the processing plant, how what the processing plants are doing. So all these things we are building traceability from hatchery till our processing plant. So that is giving the processor, the buyers have confidence, more confidence on the aquaculture products that is we are producing in India. And the third thing is certification. So certification is the biggest problem for smallholder farmers. Big farmers, they can manage it, but smallholder farmers is the very distant dream because it requires a lot of audit and everything. So once you have the digital traceability, the digital data with you, so the certification became very easy. So now we have tied up with Valm, with a couple of like ASC. ASC is giving only for big farmers till date. Now with the data, with the digital data which we are producing, so they are enabling even small farmers also. They are putting in the improver programs and certifying the farmers to make them and sell their shrimp or fish to the world, because like Walmart and they are accepting these kind of certifications now. The third thing is access to finance. So access to finance is the distant dream for aquaculture because it requires a lot of money. It is not like agriculture,
Right.
right? It requires a lot of money. So, but banking and the finance sector could not able to understand what's there in the pond. There are lack of lot of knowledge. There are lack of knowledge is there. So there, through the digital platform, we are able to now make them access finance through banks. Um, so we have tied up with NABARD. So NABARD is supporting us, providing the inputs. So we are giving it with the NABARD. We are trying to come up with a score. We are talking it as a farm risk, like CIBIL score. So that is a farm risk score we are building for the farmers. So with that, they are able to access the funds through banks. So that's in the stages. From the past 2 years, we are able to give loans up to the mark of 300 crores to the farmers through the digital transformation. And the last and final thing is the insurance. So the insurance is also a distant dream for the farmers, right? So because of the digital transformation, because they want, if you are doing a insurance, you are doing to a pond, not to your farm. So the insurer asks everything to the pond. So all the bills you have to submit to the pond, not to the farm. So you will buy everything to the farm level, so not to the pond level. So when you have digital traceability, so everybody can see what's happening in a pond, how much you are spending in that particular pond, right?
Yeah.
So that is given the insurance companies to give more discounts on premium.
Right.
So I'm happy to share that we have introduced this particular program in Andhra Pradesh last year, last 6 months. So we are able to settle the claims of worth 1.25 crores till date. So out of only one claim got rejected out of 80 claims, which was submitted.
Okay.
So that it's all because of digital traceability. Because we are sharing the dashboard to the insurers, to the banks, and everything. They can see into the details anytime they want. It's not to be that okay after the claim they have to go through the documentation. Not required. So they can see what's happening live in the dashboards.
Yeah.
So with single click, all the bills will be submitted to the insurance company.
Yeah. Indian aquaculture is, small and marginal scale farmers make 90% of the farming sector.
Yes.
So how is the penetration of all these digital platforms and its utilization? Because I think you must be charging some amount for that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Registration fees and all. So how is the uptake and its adoption all over India? Is it like 10% or 5% or is it 25%? And what is the barrier that prevents them to get into this now?
Yeah, the farmers always see the return on investment for in any technology is one crop. So that's what they see. So initially it took us almost 2 years to 3 years to understand this particular pattern. So once we understood, what we have done is we made it like a it's like a Netflix like of kind of subscription. So you subscribes to the technology, so you pay for the technology what to the whatever time you are using. So once he habituated to the technology, so then he's loving the technology, right? So he's seeing the advantages of using the technology. So right now, still I'm saying it is very low. Penetration is very very low. Till date, we have introduced the technology to around 70,000 acres, uh, uh, which comes around 5,000 farms, 5,000 to 5,800 farms. Yeah.
That's good. I think in Gujarat, farmers are far better. I mean, they are more advanced than many other places.
SAR adapted our technology 2 years back.
Okay, congratulations. Yeah, excellent. That is what India is needed for the transformation of aquaculture and fisheries sector. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you. Sir.
Now coming to the government programs, we have Dr. Karnappan sir from National Fisheries Development Board. It is Government of India from Fisheries Ministry. Sir, in NFDB or Government of India, what are the schemes do you have to support fishermen and the farmers, and how is the success of adoption of those schemes at the grassroots level? Over last 5 years, of course, we have Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. How is that? What has come out of that in terms of impacts of that phase 1 of PMMSY?
Thank you, sir. First of all, I thank the organization for giving me the opportunity. I am from National Fisheries Development Board, and before coming to the NFDB, I just want to highlight some of the points, because for the fisheries development, what are all the points you have raised is very, very much important. Because, in Bangladesh, some problem is happening. The Bangladesh water body is polluted and coming to our country. Letter will be coming to NFDB. Whether can you do something or not, like that. So this is our own country problem. Why don't you, I'm asking, this electronic action in the field level. That's a real problem. It is other rating, I think it is traceability also involved in that, I think. Right? Okay. It's a good thing. Apart from that, that fish meal composition, testing of fish meal composition, definitely, sir, if you give the sample to CAFT, and here also there is one center, ICR CAFT is there, and definitely they will do it and give, sir. If not the thing, you can write to our ministry also. Ministry you can write, we can also recommend all the people, institutions and help. Apart from that, that's this as electricity problem. Even I am also thinking, one state is 1 rupee, another state is 8 rupee, another state is 13 rupee. How the farmers will do aquaculture? So collectively, if you write to ministry, whether ministry can send some letter to concerned state fisheries department, and if they help us, and really it will be good. So I'm requesting the honorable people. And of course, Gujarat has got less population of eating fish. They need not eat fish, they can eat fish capsules and other things also. That is also my suggestion. Of course, this insurance, sir, NFDB also have an insurance program. As you rightly pointed out that if you have 4 hectare area, we give 1 lakh rupees insurance. So like that is there. As you pointed out, that basic pro forma we have to change.
Yeah,
To
already our farmers access the 40% discount we are giving, sir. Yeah.
Now I am coming to the question, this PMMSY. Everybody knows this scheme is started in 2020, around 20,500 crores. Gujarat itself got 4 places developing fishing harbor and fish port and all like that, in 4 places, including Varavel. It's a cost of around 960 crores has been spent from PMMSY. And we have to thank Honorable Prime Minister Ji for implementing this PMMSY scheme. And of course, some schemes are loan-based schemes, but even then, giving huge money, it's really a good asset to the state. And apart from that, sir, we have got to so many schemes are there. Fisheries cooperatives is there. The recent scheme is fisheries cooperatives. And we are not working alone, we are working with the cooperative ministry. So in this scheme, if unemployed youth or any people, they can form a committee of people, maybe 30 people or 40 people, and form a cooperatives. You can always think about National Dairy Development, NDDD organization, how big they operating, how big they are, how big the Amul product and all like that. So of course, milk is if milk is spoiling next day, it will be a curd or buttermilk like that. But fish is not like that. 70% water and 70% of the total fat is unsaturated. So this will spoil very fast. So this is a different commodity, but this is an avenue. Cooperatives you can start, fisheries cooperatives you can start. You can concentrate unemployed youth, 20-30 people, they can form a cooperative, and 2 lakh rupees they are giving. Recently they announced for 3 lakh rupees also. So this will be good. This will be a very good avenue. Apart from that, entrepreneurs model. If a private entrepreneur is coming and is coming with a detailed project for 5 crores and 1.25 crore they are giving. NFDB is giving 1.25 crore. Many people are coming, but still we need more people. If you are right to us, we can come and conduct awareness program also. Wherever you want to come, we can come and conduct awareness program. So this is best program is there. Apart from that, any research institutions are there in and around Gujarat, no? They can also write to us. CMFRI is there, CAFT is there, SIBA Center is there, Central Institute of Brackish Institute. And they have got a technology, breeding of marine fish, Gopia, Pampano fish, Ludjanus, so many technology they have. So if they write to us, under developmental stage, we can give a project like 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs. When they do a mass culture, when they do breeding, definitely the technology will come up. If they do year-round breeding or year-round seed production, the technology will come up. This is a way also they can use NFDB. NFDB is looking after all the 36 states, including union territories. Yeah. We have to start this side from Lakshadweep, that side from Ladakh. So I'm requesting all the people, please make use of this NFDB, National Fisheries Development Board, and definitely we can help to us.
Thank you, sir, for concise information on government programs. This is very important. It gives some kind of support, acceleration for the transformation and changes in the days to come. That's very important. Now, last round, we have to finish in 5 minutes. So each one, I'm requesting 1 point suggestion from you how Gujarat can become global innovation hub in fisheries and aquaculture sector. So you, 1 point.
Hello. Global innovation hub, I think fisheries is a very mature subject. It's very, very difficult to look at what innovation one can do. But definitely, I think, like I said in my opening remarks, there is a lot of innovation they can do at the fish harvesting and post-harvesting technology. I'm happy that Kannan Saab has noticed the electronic auction. I think that is something definitely Gujarat can take a lead. It will ensure a lot of transparency. But sometimes fishermen are also worried about transparency. They don't want anybody to know how much they are earning. And so I think the larger picture, if everybody agree, and I'm sure they will, I think there is a bigger case that fisheries, although it is part of agriculture ministry, has never given an agricultural status. And I think that is very, very important, including an income tax benefit for the fishermen, which will help open up their transparency in their data and therefore helping with the traceability. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next.
Sir, to my mind, there are a few things which, see, Gujarat today is one of the highest, it has the biggest cluster of seafood units, about 120, 140 of them. I think fish reprocessing hub is where the potential is very big. So, a place like Veraval or anywhere else where you can start a cluster of fisheries units, we have good labor, we have good ports, and we can bring in fish from the west, reprocess it here, and then send it back.
West Vietnam, means Western country?
Yeah, so Vietnam and China are the biggest hubs. I think India has the potential. This is the new, समंदर में मच्छी जितना है उससे तो हम करेंगे, पर दूसरों का मच्छी लेके भी हम प्रोसेस करके करें, that's a good thing. And allow me just one more point. सर अभी साहब ने बांग्लादेश का बात किया तो मुझे एक बात याद आई. I don't know if there is someone from Bharuch. I'll quickly finish it. इस बार there was a spurt in landing of hilsa, which is consumed, the hilsa which is consumed in West Bengal. And there was a media report and they came to me also and they asked me, so I believe about 4,000 tons had landed. બાકી નોર્મલ લેન્ડિંગ સર 1000 ટનની આસપાસ થતું હતું. મતલબ એ થાય છે કે એ બેલ્ટમાં પોટેન્શિયલ છે 5 થી 6,000 ટનનું લેન્ડિંગ થવાનું. હવે ફિશરીઝ ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ એના ઉપર થોડું ફોકસ કરી અને આ વખતે વધારે થયું તો શું કામ થયું ને પહેલાં ઓછું થતું હતું અને આ વખતેમાં શું ફેર છે અને કન્સિસ્ટન્ટલી જો આ વસ્તુને કરી શકીએ ને સાહેબ, તો એક તો આ બાંગ્લાદેશની થોડી દાદાગીરી ઓછી થાય, આપણા બંગાળીઓને બિચારાઓને હિલસા સિવાય ચાલતું નથી. એટલે પ્લીઝ ટ્રાય એન્ડ સી ઇફ યુ કેન ડુ દેટ.
Next, sir, Mr. Kiran Kumar.
So we are moving towards AI generation, right? So fisheries also required a lot of AI interventions to take the decisions with the farmers or the seafood catch, wherever it is happening. So if we can start building the AI culture into the system, so I don't know how we will do it, but so that's the future that everyone is looking after. So the outside countries, they already started building AI systems for the fishery sector. Still from India point of view, so we are still lacking that perspective of AI introduction to the system.
Very important. Thank you so much. Next, Dr. Sharma.
If you ask me exclusive about Gujarat,
Exclusive, yeah.
so I think Gujarat has a huge potentials and resources, huge business mindset and money to really become the blue food bowl of the country and the world. But I think we need to work on mindset, because don't look fish as a food, let's look fish as a business. So I think then only the mindset will change. This is what I think I've seen in 30 years. And this is the business which can provide and change the rural and inland economy, looks into that perspective. So change the mindset is the need of the hour.
Thank you. Dr. Kannan. One point.
Yeah, actually, for increasing this mariculture production in Gujarat, you can go for cage culture. I think it is going on, but we can do in a very massive way. Cage culture, seaweed culture, that is there. And also, other business are there. Pie products, fish pie products, that is one industry, and people have not much touched upon. Chitosan, chitin, liver oil, pearlescence, icing glass, so many products, pie products you can, that industry also Gujarat state can make. And apart from that, that fish nursery rearing, feed mill, 1 crore rupees if you have, you can start up a 1 ton capacity feed mill for shrimp. So this feed mill also you can start. And another thing is that microalgae, culture of microalgae facility. If any farmer is having 15 to 20 lakh rupees, and he can produce microalgae, 1 liter, 1.5 to 2,000 rupees he can sell. It is not a very rocket technology and all. Only you should have a selected species, microscope, autoclave, laminar flow, like that. You can do. This type of various potentials are there.
Already it is 6 o'clock. Just to give a concluding remark from myself to summarize. So what happened 10 years, before 2010s in China? I was working in China for some time. So what happened is that they were the net exporters of seafood. They were exporting seafood. Today, China has become one of the biggest importer of seafood because of their, economic development of that country. So here in the vibrant Gujarat, and when we look at Viksit Bharat Agenda 2047, looking forecast, this is very important, how our foresight works. So if we look 25 years ahead from now, I think India would be a net importer of seafood. We require more and more seafood. The way people are eating, the way the food habits are changing in the people. I'm not talking about Gujarat or from the religious perspective, but from the overall, Indian perspective. This is especially in Eastern India. Eastern India, whole Eastern India, Northeast, and also South India. So we require huge fish, seafood for Indian markets. So from where we bring in, Gujarat has a huge potential for that, and the transformation can come from Gujarat, and it is required. And for that to happen, we should have we should break the silo approaches within the government, between the departments, because many departments have to work in a convergence mode to happen. Maybe the revenue department, maybe the water resources department, maybe the transport and navigation department, which controls the coastal water bodies, shipping lanes are there, maybe industry department. Fishery is a small subject there. So how we integrate that, how we bring a single window clearance system. You are known, Gujarat is known for this single window clearance system. So we can bring in along with PLIs for production linked incentives. These were the game changers in Vietnam, China in late 90s, if you look at. So we are off late, we have come into say now mobile production. In 2017-18, we brought PLI schemes. These are all policy decisions. So we can bring in aquaculture, fisheries, such schemes and such enabling environments for the transformation in this system. And also between the players, now government is there, private sector is there, then research today we don't have anybody from research side. So they should be there, and also farmer leaders, fishermen leaders, they are also important part. They are the major stakeholders in this whole journey. So we should have taken their opinion as well. So they are important, and how we work together as a single unit, that makes a difference to achieve our vision for Viksit Bharat 2047. Thank you so much for patiently listening and interacting with us. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We close this?
Thank you so much, gentlemen. I'll just request the panelists to kindly be with us for 2 minutes. All the panelists kindly be with us for 2 minutes. I request you to give a token of memory to all the panelists. आप सभी का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. हमारी तरफ से एक छोटा सा टोकन जो आप अपने अपने साथ ले जा सकते हैं. And can we quickly have an MOU signing, please, between SS Fisheries and the Fisheries Department? So, an MOU, ladies and gentlemen, between SS Fisheries and the Fishery Department. एक छोटा सा मोमेंटो हमारी तरफ से पैनलिस्ट को रिक्वेस्ट है कि वो प्लीज एक्सेप्ट करें. अ स्मॉल टोकन ऑफ अप्रिसिएशन फ्रॉम अस टू ऑल द पैनलिस्ट, प्लीज. कैन वी हैव इट हैंडेड ओवर? थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर योर टाइम. या